How's it going? Nice to see you back. I know it's been 3 months. I kind of get caught up in trying to sometimes. Hey neighbor, we are going to take a short walk together and we're going to talk about some filmmaking tools that have made my life a little bit easier. Hopefully this will be a quick video. I'm hoping to do this in one evening. I've been trying to think of what I can do that's like 10,000 times. Like I can't do 10,000 push-ups, don't be ridiculous.
I thought it would be cool to run 10,000 steps in an hour, but I just kind of stopped. And then I thought it would be cool to chronicle the last 10 years of my life, and I stopped. I guess if there's one thing that I've learned from this YouTube thing, it's that sometimes I can just talk to the camera, and that's enough.
It's breezy out.
Now for some of you diehards, you were left on a bit of a cliffhanger, but for newcomers, after 10 years of being a loyal Apple sheep, I said this.
I hate the fucking touch bar. I hate the stupid ass dongle crap. How does this work again?
And so I bought this, and 3 months later, I said this.
Will I be keeping my Surface Book 3? The answer is no.
Which brings us to tool number 1. I did end up going with the 12.9-inch iPad Pro, and I've been using that for the past few months.
This Magic Keyboard is really funky. Whoa, wait, what? This is so weird. It does feel nice. It's kind of rubbery. How are you doing today? Feels smaller than your average keyboard. Bring your current iPhone near your iPad to sign in and set up. Wow, this works so well. I kind of just wanted something that was sophisticated, and the Surface Book 3 was not offering me kind of a multifaceted tool that I could use and trust. And so with the iPad, one thing that it most definitely is a fantastic media consumption device. I watch a lot of content on the iPad. The sound is amazing, the picture is amazing. I do love the Magic Keyboard.
Of course, I miss having a laptop to edit on the go, but having the function of Sidecar has really blown my mind.
This is stupendous. I am working off of my computer wirelessly.
And I can control my freaking whole computer from here. Bluetooth, connect. This is amazing. Look how light this is. I can pull this off of this Magic Keyboard. Like, it's such a cool experience.
I brought a list out here to keep myself on track. I purchased Cinetracer late last year for I think about $100, and I've only used it a few times, and I'm not a gamer, so please bear with me. For any up-and-coming cinematographer or visual storyteller, you're gonna wanna have this. This is Cinetracer. So this is a new update. Okay, wow, okay, they've got maps on here now. I mean, these are like pre-designed sets that you can get into. Let's do the canyons for now. This is just a game where you can kind of design spaces and you can build sets and you can stage lighting and you can get an eye for what it is that you're trying to do with your project. All right, so you have this little like grip truck up here. You can select gear heads, tripods, dollies. You've got your lighting, you've got frames and diffusion, you've got tube lights and staging, theater lights, stands and floppies. I mean, this is great. Well, we got actors and props, building. Okay, wow, city facade. So I can just dump a whole freaking city right here real quick. Dolly? Maybe we can do a crane. Let's have some fun with it. Oh God, I did such a bad job with this set. This is the worst set I've ever seen. You can actually change where the sun is at. Look at this, you can change, whoop, and you see the entire space adjust, which is really cool. Twilight, sunset, that's gorgeous. So we wanna go to like a golden hour kind of thing. Nice little kind of shaft of light coming in through the upper window here. That wouldn't make sense for a sunset, but for right now, that's okay. Let's kind of just have some fun with it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and select a character here. We're gonna go with, oh boy, oh, she looks like a referee. All right, this girl's got style. I like this girl. F, enter. Oh wow, okay. Yeah, there we go. So now we can see where the camera's at. Native ISO is 800. You got control your f-stop, your focal length. So you can actually change your camera here. Free camera, airy, red, Blackmagic design, which is what I have. This is the Ursa Mini Pro. Very cool. Let's see, what else do we have right here? These are storyboards. So you can actually take pictures of your images and collect storyboards. I have done that in the past for one project to kind of pre-visualize it. There's nothing that really compares to this. I mean, this is like one of the coolest freaking things. You can put sofas and you can put a car in here though. That's pretty neat. Damn. I really didn't like what I was doing there at all, and you know, there's just so many things that you actually can design in here. It's just kind of a fun thing to do. Maybe this is something that I can experiment with later on if you guys are interested in it. I don't really like what that guy's doing. What the f is he doing? We need to rotate. Now in typical YouTuber fashion, I did buy the Peter McKinnon 35-liter backpack. It's exceptionally built.
Prior to purchasing this bag, I was lugging around this $99 pack. which was fine, but just look at this thing. I call that maximum sex appeal.
I fit so much into that bag. I've got my drone, I have this small camera, I can keep my GH5, I can put my Sony in there for pictures, I can put ND filters in there, I can keep 2 or 3 lenses at a time. I can fit a lot in there. There's a separate backpack within it, so there's a bag that you can store like a drone in. It's a little bit tight, so when you open it up right now, I've got my Mavic Pro 2 controller,
some cables and filters, and of course that brings us to tool number 3, the Osmo Pocket 2.
People seem to like unboxings, but like, do I need to rig up 2 cameras to document this? Probably. Do I want to? No. The Osmo Pocket 2 introduced a whole new set of features that I'm sure you guys have already read about and seen for yourselves. That is the Osmo Pocket 2 Creator Combo. Get ND filter set. Is this the rest of it? Oh my God. This is just beef jerky. Got cinnamon all over me. This is gonna be the worst review you've ever seen. YouTube is exhausting. I think YouTube is exhausting. And I think that anybody who does this regularly is...
Whether you have the first generation or the latest, this camera is a great portable solution to all your storytelling desires.
Isn't that adorable? You can take the knowledge that you're used to using in the real world and apply it to using a small tool like this out in the field at any given moment. So it allows you to make these amazing visuals on the fly. All you have to do is press the button, flip, flip, it turns on. I love that, it makes me so happy.
I could make an entire series on why this camera is so great. If it wasn't for this camera, I probably wouldn't have been so regular on YouTube in 2020, because I was able to use it on the fly anywhere that I traveled and use the same cinematic approach that I would with any other camera setup. And it fits in your friggin' pocket.
Usually there's like a whole island here.
I purchased a third-party adapter to mount shotgun and lavalier mics to the Osmo Pocket, which at the time I thought was the coolest thing since sliced bread. But of course it did have issues. Now DJI has resolved some of those headaches by introducing their own lavalier mic that wirelessly connects to the do-it-all handle. And while it's mostly sleek, it does protrude out of the case about 1.5 inches, and it can be a little difficult to take off. The sound, however, is quite good.
So I'm actually filming on the Osmo Pocket 2 right now, and I have the microphone attached with the wind jammer, and it's pretty windy out, so let me know how it's holding up.
And of course, the auto tracking is always a hoot to play with.
Pretty cool, right? That's old tech. Like the last one did that.
And it appears to be improved upon the first generation.
That's kind of cool. It still sees it.
There's also this amazing addition inside of the Pocket case that allows you to store ND filters or the newly included wide-angle lens, as well as your adapters so you're not losing all of your bits and bobs. You can't go wrong with either the first or second generation Pocket if what you're looking for is a cinematic image on the go.
I brought some sandwiches.
I'd say that the second generation is more versatile, but you could get similar results with the first generation model.
It got really freaking cold, so I'm gonna go in now. Let me know if you guys like this kind of video. I'll probably do more in the future. I certainly have my fair share of tools. There's a lot that I could have included in this video. I actually have one more for you guys, and it's less of a tool and more of just kind of a creative exercise. All right. I have this game here called Storymatic, and then I have this other card deck here called Fabula. Fabula is basically for, fiction storytellers. It's kind of the traditional hero's journey. All those cards are broken out here: Ordinary World, Call to Action, Anxiety of the Call, the Mentor's Aid. This is just kind of a cool way to keep yourself organized on the go. You can just take this and just throw it onto a board and tape it on and get to work. Now, Storymatic is like a creative storytelling game. You have these kind of character cards and you have these theme cards or action cards. It's really just a starting off point. I was sitting here one evening and I thought it would be cool to try and combine these two games as opposed to using sticky notes. It's just a creative way to kind of get the ball rolling. I pulled a character card and I thought office worker. It sounds like someone we can probably all relate with. They might have a rather mediocre life. Then the call to action, I pulled a theme card, which is a UFO sighting. So office worker, he sees a UFO sighting, and then like this one here says person with a devastating secrets. So maybe our office worker is driving to the office. He has his presentation with him, and on his way he puts his presentation down, and the presentation flies off like a UFO. Like he puts his presentation down and he landed and he accidentally put it on a UFO, and the UFO flies away. And so now he's like, shit, I lost my presentation. So our anxiety of the call, what does the hero fear? What happens to change the world? Well, okay, he has a devastating secret now that he watched his presentation fly away on a UFO. He now doesn't really want to tell anybody because it's awkward. Mentors aid, so who guides the hero? How does he help him? So I've got a police officer here, that's kind of interesting. Person who did something bad a long time ago. He doesn't know who to tell, and he gets pulled over by the police officer, and so he has to tell the officer. But this person did something a long time ago. Yeah, so he doesn't like the police officer very much, and he's the mentor right now, which is very interesting. So a person who he doesn't trust or he doesn't like for whatever reason, he runs into, and he has this devastating secret that he lost his presentation in a UFO-related incident, and so he has to tell the police officer. And so now we've got through the threshold. What does the hero lose? What is he hoping to gain? Well, he's hoping to gain his presentation. What does he lose? The time it's bound to work. I like that. He has to have his presentation by tomorrow. So he runs into the police officer, who right now is the only person he can trust to help him, but he doesn't actually trust the police officer. So we turn over to the new world, attacked by a squirrel. So anyways, you can kind of see how this works. It's not perfect, but it's kind of a cool experiment, and I think it's a way to kind of springboard stories. And later down the road, sometime, it might be kind of a fun experiment to design a deck that does this very thing, or maybe an app that does this very thing, some type of story development app that allows you to kind of springboard ideas. So it's not just the structure of a story, it is also an idea generator. Let me know in the comments if that's something you're interested in. 1x1, 4x3, 2, 4, 1. Now that's looking sexy.